Alrighty folks, what is poppin' in? Welcome, this is MariaNation.com. Welcome back to another video. And guys, we are within 2 games of every single NBA series. We're going to go ahead and give you guys my quick first round reactions here. We are also going to be taking a look at what teams need to do their next 2 games and just as such. So like I said, if you got that already, make sure to hit the like and that subscribe button. Make sure to join that Discord, links in the description, and please do follow me on Twitch, links in the description as well. Make sure to go check out our MJ versus LeBron fantasy, well, our survey. You guys haven't checked it out, make sure you guys please do. Really do appreciate y'all and your support. Well, like I said, we have a lot of shit going on here. Some unexpected, some expected, a lot of shit that's going on around in today's NBA here. So like I said, if you guys already hit the like and that subscribe, really appreciate y'all. We will be doing this again after the game 4. So when teams return back to home, I'm trying to do this every 2 games. You know, when we're flipping sides, we're going back like the Lakers do every way. To play LA, we'll do a reactions video, and then when they get back with Houston for the 2 games, we'll do another reaction video, and then in 3 games, we'll go ahead and wrap it up there and give you guys my full NBA round reactions here. So you guys get it. I hope that makes sense. Without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get right to it. We have a lot of teams, a lot of disappointments. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get it going. Alrighty folks, so we are back with the extra video here. Remember, we do have our keys down there. We also thought every team that I thought what my takes of what they're doing so far, what I like about it, what I didn't make adjustments on, and then at the bottom there we have what I'm looking forward to when this series shift to Orlando here. So starting off here, Magic, Detroit. This series has been weird. It's been really weird. Detroit actually lost game 1, and I actually was not expecting that at all. I was expecting them to take care of business here at home. They didn't do that. Now they did. They coming off of a great win against the Magic in game 2. As a matter of fact, they went on a run. I think they went on like a 30-3 run at some point, which is probably one of the largest runs I think I've ever seen in Lifetime. I told you that on Discord here. But I just think for Orlando, you know, after taking that ass whooping, now the good news is Orlando won game 1. I think that's huge, because if you go on the road and you set the tone, you win game 1, that could be absolutely massive. That can, you know, that could shift the gear where a series is headed towards. So I like Orlando here. I like what they did. Like I said, I think that game 1 was huge. Finding a way to win that one, I think that was special here. And I think both of these 2 team defense, I think this is kind of the series I expected. I did pick Detroit in 5, so I have to be a little bit careful here. But yeah, I like how Orlando set the tone of the series. I thought they played really well in that game 1. Game 2, they kind of struggled a little bit, but it's okay. I think they did a job coming here, Detroit, get 1 game. For the Magic, I don't like their offense. I really don't. I don't like how their offense. In game 1, it seemed like their offense was a little bit more effective than that second game, but I still wasn't a fan of their offense. Like, I just think their offense got to get moving, and I think that's just it for Orlando, because they look like a team that's just much more experienced than Detroit, which is the truth, but their offense just looks stagnant. It looks awful. I think they need to move a little bit more on offense. If they can do that, maybe they can start figuring some stuff out, get out to a lead, stuff like that. So it's going to be very interesting how their offense looks. I think their offense looks better when they go into Orlando, so that's going to be something that we're going to watch for. But yeah, but Orlando just got to work on that offense. Just got to get that offense moving. For Detroit, like I said, I think Detroit had an off night in game 1. I don't think they played well at all in game 1. They responded well in game 2, especially in the second half. The first half was still, even the first half of that game 2, it was still looking a little bit scary, but at least they got the job done there. I think the team overall is pretty damn good. Like, you look at Detroit, I like the weapons, all that stuff. They just got to be consistent for me. Now, that's the only thing that's wrong with Detroit right now. They need to find their consistency, and once they hit that, they are in full stride. Now, you're going into Orlando. You know Orlando's going to shoot better throughout this series, so I just need their offense to be consistent. I mean, I know Detroit's offense is good. I just need them to be consistent. The problem with Orlando is their offense is just terrible, so they need to find some type of a groove, and somehow in some fashion. But for Detroit, it's just all about consistency and just being able to be consistent. But this series has actually been much more competitive than I thought it was going to be. Like I said, we have some disappointments. We have some massive stuff that we're going to talk about later on during this video. So like I said, it should be interesting to see what we'll bring back and see what happens when the series come back to Detroit. But for now, the series is tied 1-1, so we'll see what happens. Phoenix OKC, this one won't take that long. The Thunder right now leads the series 2-0. This series was exactly what I expected. I don't think anybody really had I don't think really anybody picked the Phoenix to really Suns to really have a shot in this series. I mean, I definitely would. Oh shit! I mean, I would definitely be on the other side of you. You said the Suns actually had a shot in this series. For the Thunder, I'm gonna go to Thunder. For Thunder, everything just looks easy for the Thunder. I mean, their offense just looks incredible. Their defense is phenomenal. They have depth all over the place. Like that, like nobody on the Thunder is a bad player. Everybody on the Thunder is at least average at worst. Like that's just what OKC is, and that's just what OKC has been for the last 3 years. Remember, this is the 3rd year in a row OKC is the #1 seed in their conference, which is absolutely absurd. But hey, just give credit to them. Like I said, that team is good. They're a balling team. They're well disciplined. They're well coached. It's just the Thunder being the Thunder. It's just an everyday process for them. Now there is one question in game 2. The game 1 was an ass whooping, but game 2 was kind of an ass beating as well. But the Suns actually showed some heart in that game, which I am going to give a little bit of a credit to the Suns for doing that. I thought they fired back a little bit in that 4th quarter of that 2nd game. There's not much really talk about the 1st game, because the 1st game was a snap pounding. But the 2nd game, I mean, they did pretty well. I thought they showed some heart. And that could be definitely a good sign moving forward when this series translates to Phoenix. So we'll see what happens there. For the Suns, I'm just gonna say get Devin Booker involved. I mean, I know he is involved. He had like what 30 points and 32 points, but I need to get effective early in games. He's gonna be your #1 option. So why are you waiting so long to get this man active? Like, this man is by far your best scorer on your damn basketball team. And I mean, Dylan Brooks has been on a heater. I mean, gotta get him credit there, but Devin Booker is your guy. You have to be feeding him the ball. And if you're not feeding him the ball, then where's your offense going to generate from? So I just think you got to get Devin Booker involved. Get him involved, let him control the offense early on, and let him get his buckets. And it just kind of feels like with the Suns, yeah, it just kind of feels like you have to win both games at home, and you got to at least try to go to OKC tied 2-2. You can't. This series, like I said, this series kind of already feels like it's over. But if you can just snag like maybe one more game, that would be nice. But for one question for the Thunder here, how's they gonna look without Jalen Williams? I don't think they're gonna look that bad, because I think that team is so depth. They have so much depth in their roster, so I don't think it's really going to affect the Thunder that much. But that is something that we need to look for moving forward when they go back to Phoenix. So I don't really have like a thing that OKC can adjust on. It's just come out like a question. I just think they've been playing that well. Obviously, I think they're the best team in basketball. We'll see how it ends. We'll see if this series is over when they get back to OKC, or they force the game 5. So we'll see. But Phoenix got some catching up to do. Next up, Cleveland and Toronto. I mean, like I said, this is actually one of the more surprising ones that we see. There's another surprising one coming up here in a little bit, but Cavaliers, they lead this series 2-0. I mean, let's just go ahead and sum this up straightforward, right? Cleveland just looks like the better team. They look like the better team on every single aspect. It comes down to the players, the execution, the coaching. I mean, everything just seems better for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I know it's only been 2 games. Toronto hasn't played a home game yet, and we'll see what happens when these 2 teams switch and go to Toronto. But as of right now, the Cavaliers just look like the better team, and it's not even close. Like, they're just completely outplaying Toronto. I mean, their offense looks dominant. James Harden looks good. Donovan Mitchell looks good. Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, those two have a big connection with each other. Max Strus has been huge for them off the bench. I just love what I'm seeing from this Cleveland team, especially on both sides of the ball. And I like their defense too. I think their defense has been absolutely phenomenal. So, like I said, you got to give credit to the Cleveland Cavaliers for what they've been doing. I think they've been absolutely incredible. Like I said, I think their offense has been moving, their defense has been moving. So this is a perfect start here for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Just continue. Make sure when you go to Toronto, make sure when you go to Toronto, just keep that offense moving. Just keep the offense moving, keep the defense moving. Just stick with your original game plan, because right now it's working, and you're making that Toronto Raptors team look Swiss cheese out here. So you gotta be able to carry that momentum heading to the road. Let's see if they can do that here. For Toronto, like I said, I just think they're completely getting outplayed here. I don't. I just the team just doesn't look like they're on Cleveland's level right now. But I mean, offensively, I'll give them this. Offensively, they're doing well enough to win basketball games. Like they put up points, and they put up points. Like you would think that it will be enough to win basketball games. The only problem is when it comes down to the clutch, or when it comes down to situations that they need to defend or are defended by, they can't do it. I mean, that's the thing for Toronto here. So I want to see that. I want to see that twitch when they go to Toronto. I want to see that twitch. That's the only reason. Now, if you're Toronto, you have to win both games at home. But ideally, if you can get one, that will be okay. Yeah, you're gonna be in danger zone. But if you can get one, you're okay, because you go back to Cleveland, you have another opportunity, and then you bring that game 6 back to Toronto here. So yeah, a lot of pressure is on Toronto here at home to make sure they come in here and take care of business. Like I said, Cleveland has substantially been playing like the better team. So let's see if that holds up. Let's see if the home court advantage of Toronto's can really play the factor. I think it will. You know, going to Toronto's never been a easy environment for the road team. So we'll see how these two teams play when they go into Toronto. But for right now, what we know is the 2 games here is that Cleveland just looks like the better team and substantially the better team. Talking about substantially the better team here, we got the Rockets taking on against the Lakers right now. Who would figure that my Lakers will be up 2-0 on the Houston Rockets right now? But yeah, I mean, like I said, I think this one's just plain and simple. Just like the Toronto Raptors, I think this one's actually even more simpler than the Raptors and Cavs series. The Lakers just look like the better team. I mean, they substantially look like the better team. They look like I mean, it was just kind of crazy because everybody was actually counting out the Lakers going into this series. And I'm not going to be biased here. I'm not going to say that it's over, because it's definitely not. You know, Houston has these next 2 games at home. Maybe that does twist something out. But like I said, just like I said, out of the 2 games in LA, the Lakers just substantially look like the better team. And I don't think it's remarkably close. I just think the Lakers has just been outplaying the Houston Rockets. You know, and that's a really concern here for Houston. And I know in game 1, Houston did not have Kevin Durant, so you kind of figured that the Lakers are going to win that game. But I don't think that really matters, because if we were looking at game 2, that it just kind of felt like the same thing. I know Kevin Durant's dealing with his knee issue, but just, like I said, by the same time, I don't think that causes anything. Like, I just looking at this series and I'm just thinking that one team is just substantially better than the other one, and that's just the Lakers just torturizing the Houston Rockets right now. I mean, the Lakers offense looks really good. You would think that their offense has Luka and AR on the court. How good their offense is looking against this Houston defense, which is definitely shocking, because, you know, and I actually do think the Rockets defense done enough, because I know if you guys watch the game, you would think they're getting switched cheesed out there, but at the same time, they're like 100, 105 points, something like that. So games are just very winnable here for the Rockets. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Houston right now. I'm very concerned about the Rockets right now. And LeBron has been dominant. Marcus Smart's been great. Luke Kennard's been awesome. I'm off the bench, so as a Lakers fan, I am pleased about what I'm seeing from my team here. We just need to keep that same focus on the road. Like I said, kind of like the Cavs. We just need to keep this same mentality, same focus, and we need to go to Houston and do the same thing here. For the Rockets, they just need to change everything they're around. They need to change their offense around, their defense. Like I said, I think their defense has done enough to win games, actually, because like I said, they only allowed like 105 points. I think that's the most they allowed in these 2 games. So I think their defense is doing good enough to win basketball games. It's just their offense. I just think their offense is shit right now. The Houston's offense is like one of the worst in basketball right now. They're right there with Orlando. So, and I think they're relying on Kevin Durant too much. Like I said, I don't know what Reed Shepard's doing on the bench, but he's one of your better shooters. Why not give him a couple touches? You know, why not work the ball in the paint with Şengün? Why does everything have to be a mid-range jump shot? Because you know you're not a good offensive team. And like I said, the only reason why Houston generates offense is because they're getting offensive rebounds. That's basically their offense. So it just kind of feels like if you shut that down, the Lakers should be fine here. So we'll see what happens when going to Houston. Like I said, Houston has the next 2 games at home. We'll see if Houston kind of shifts that narrative, right? But like I said, right now, Lakers look substantially like the better team right now. Hawks and Knicks here right now. This series is tied at 1 apiece. Like I said, we have a lot of fun series here in the first round. Wait, hold up, I forgot to do something. At last, not the 6 seed, they are the 5. No, not the 5 seed, they are the 6 seed. Okay, there we go. All right, meanwhile, looking at this series here, I think the series is overall a bit competitive. I don't really see this series, you know, this is one of those series that I can see easily being like a 7-game series, 6-7-game series. I went Knicks in 6, so we'll see if my prediction holds, but right now it's looking pretty good right now. for Atlanta, I really do. Atlanta looks like a team that they can really hang around with New York. I kind of predicted that because I did take the Hawks to win 2 games in the series, but I didn't really expect them to win one in New York. I kind of expected to win them both at home. But at the same time, like if you're the Hawks, like I keep saying here, you did your job. You went into New York, you got a game. I'm pretty sure it was game 2 that they won. I think they won by 1 point on a missed shot by Mikal Bridges. But like I said, a win is a win. Anytime you win on the road, that is critical in the playoffs. I think that's critical. That's a tone for when you go at home. You're able to defend your home court well. So I like what Atlanta is doing here. Like I said, it just kind of feels like they can hang around with them. It just looks like team for team. Like it just looks like they can hang around with these guys. I do say one thing for Atlanta. I do want to see more of their bench. I think the bench has been a little bit low of a volume here. I think Atlanta is really carrying or really judging off their starters a little bit. So if they can get attributions off their bench when they go back home, I do think that would be a huge thing for their team. But right now, Atlanta's in a pretty decent spot right now. For the Knicks, I think their defense looks fantastic. I think their defense has really been really good. Mikal Bridges has been making plays. Joseph Alvarado, really do like the guys on their bench on making defensive plays. Like how the offense is moving, but I just think it looks a little bit too inconsistent. I like the offense, but I think it's just too inconsistent right now. I think they need to find a consistent edge there. It just kind of feels like the Knicks need to step up there. As good as their defense is, they're going to need to get some offensive production no matter what comes to the French. And realistically, we're talking about has to be anybody but Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson, because them two have been awesome offensively. It just depends on how the others defend on the offensive side of the ball too. So we'll see what happens when the series headed to Atlanta, but series time 1-1. We'll see what happens. Next up, Denver and Minnesota, arguably probably the best first round series that we're probably going to watch in this first round. I said this is a series I exactly expected to happen. Both teams just taking punches at each other, and let's see who the hell comes out of this war. I think that's what we're watching right now out of these two teams here. I do. In game 1, I thought Minnesota got outplayed a little bit. There were some certain stretches that you look at actually we'll take a look at both. We'll get both game 1 and game 2, and you kind of feel like Denver fans kind of feel like, oh shit, here we go again with Minnesota. Like Minnesota just kind of felt like they were gonna go and take over Denver again. But but give credit to Denver. Denver won the first game, and I thought they completely outplayed Minnesota in that first game, especially in the second half. But the second game, in game 2 was kind of reversed style. Minnesota outworked Denver for like 3 quarters, and then Minnesota got them in the fourth quarter and out executed Denver at the end. So I think the series is back and forth. I think both teams kind of canceled each other out a little bit here during the series here. Meanwhile, I'm a big fan of the Wolves defense right now. I really am. It's kind of hard to limit Denver to like 116, 114 points. Which I do think they allow. I think that's kind of hard because, like I said, Denver was #1 rated in offense this season. So the fact they're doing that, I think their aggressive defense is giving them a chances to win basketball games here. So I thought that game 2 was definitely a big win for them because, like I said, they only held them to 114 points, which is really hard to do with the #1 ranked offense. And I thought their offense was also moving as well. I think they had some great attributes off the bench. So I just like Minnesota. You just got to protect home court now. That's just all what it is. For Denver, I just think they need to get the offense moving here. But like I said, I think Jokic and Murray, I think them two has been absolutely balling out so far this series. Without 2 games, they both looked really good. I think Jamal Murray is finally starting his consistency in the playoffs. I think he's been incredible. If you guys do watch Denver Nugget games, it does look like they're relying on the starters just a little bit too much. Especially because I think I saw like Jokic and Murray put like 40-something minutes. And Denver is one of those teams that has guys on their bench that they can give them a spark. So I'm not sure why they're going to go all in and kind of expect these guys to. No, I think they need to expand the bench a little bit. They have the depth, they have the power to do that. So I think Denver needs to do that a little bit. So yeah, we'll see. The series is headed to Minnesota. If you're Denver, if you're Denver, you're asking for 1. Like I said, every road team. If you're Minnesota, you gotta win 2, right? So it is what it is. Like I said, this series is already awesome. I think it's gonna get more awesome when it goes down to Minnesota. Another series that we kind of expected to be over by now, but it's not. Right now, Philadelphia actually won game 2 of this series against the Celtics here, 7 versus 2 seed matchup. I'm pretty damn happy. I was happy that the Sixers won as a Lakers fan here, so that was definitely great to see. But The Celtics at game one, they just kicked the shit out of them. I thought the offense was spectacular. I thought Philly had no answers for the Celtics offense in game one. And then in game two, I thought the Celtics made a push. I thought the Celtics shot horribly from the field, which is something we will never see from this team again. And as a result, I think Philadelphia just had their way with Boston in this game. In game two, I thought Maxey played a hell of a game. I thought BJ Edscombe, the rookie, I thought he played a hell of a game. And they just got attributes out of those guys. And I thought that was kind of what lifted them over the torch a little bit. I do think they are relying on those two to win basketball games. It just kind of feels like, because it feels like if those two are not generating the offense, then I don't know who's generating the offense. I don't know how they're going to get open looks. I mean, Paul George has been pretty decent, but it just feels like they're kind of relying on the guards for them to win their basketball games. And I do want to see the Sixers play better defense, especially in the perimeter, because you know the kind of size that Boston has, they can definitely, or they can very much easily attack the paint. Maybe exploit some mismatches there, but I just gotta see them defend the paint a little bit better. I feel like if they do that, they should be in an okay position here. Because like I said, I do think they have the star power to keep up with Boston, but at the same time, it's just how consistently you can do that. I think that's just a big key here. For the Celtics, like I said, I think the offense looked dominant. I did put that. I thought the offense looked a little shitty in week two. I mean, I'm not gonna say shitty, but I'm gonna say unfortunate, because like I said, we have never seen the Celtics shoot that badly from 3-point range. I think they shot like 27%, like that. So I'm not too worried about the offense. I think the offense will be fine. I do think they need to attack the basket a little more. I saw that Jaylen Brown did that a couple times. He had a couple post-rising dunks. I like that. That's what I think they need to do. But if the shot's not falling, they need to attack the basket. I think they're relying a little bit too much on the 3-ball. I would like to see them attack the basket here. But this series time 1-1 is headed to Philadelphia. So hey, I think Philadelphia maybe Philadelphia might have a shot. Maybe we'll see. But we'll come back here when the series shifts back to Boston. We'll talk about it. Last up, Trailblazers at the Spurs here, and there is major concerns here about the Spurs right now. Number one, I mean, I know the series is tied, but number one, what's going on with Wemby? I mean, he's been in concussion protocol, if you guys haven't checked. In game two, I think he was trying to get a rebound, something like that. I think he lost the ball, and I think he hit his face first on the floor, so which kind of sucked here. But that's the big question here, really, for the Spurs. Like how long is Wemby going to be out? If he is out, how long is he going to be out? If it's for the whole series, then I actually do think Portland might have a shot to win the series. I think that even though I don't think Portland is that good, but they do discipline. They are very disciplined, and you know that disciplined teams is one of the hardest teams to play in the postseason. So yeah, Wemby now, it doesn't cause trouble for San Antonio. It could be. It's definitely not, and it's not an impossibility that will happen. So we will see. And I thought the San Antonio Spurs throughout that game too. Yes, they did cover bases in game one, but I thought in game two they had a lot of opportunities to me when they like could have took the lead in crunch time, or when they could have tied the game, when they could have sent the game to overtime, and they just didn't execute. I thought they just missed a lot of point blank open shots, and I just and as good as the team that San Antonio is, you just don't really expect that. For Portland here, I mean, I like how resilient they are. I mean, like I said, they got their asses bullized in game one. I mean, that was bad. I mean, even I thought it was bad. And they just got punched in the mouth in game one, and then all of a sudden they looked like an organized ass team in that second game. I really like how the offense was moving. I thought the offense was moving pretty well, and I thought they delivered in the clutch, well, when they needed it. So I just think when you need to go back home, they need to take care of home court advantage. Anytime that, kind of like what I'm saying about the Lakers and Rockets right now, anytime that KD or Luka's not in the game, you have to win. Anytime that Wemby's not in the game, you have to win. I mean, those are just games that you just have to win. Especially if you're at home, which you are next 2 games, and you're probably, maybe it's a possibility that you don't see Wemby at home. You better find a way to win. So, especially playing against a really good Spurs team, and you know you have to go back to San Antonio eventually. Like I said, you got to find a way to win the ball games. But let me guys know what you guys think the keys are to every team is for these game 3 and game 4. After game 4, we will be right back here with another video doing a reaction for the rest of the series. Like I said, I appreciate y'all's support here. If you guys haven't already, hit that like and that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next video. This is MutinyNation.com. Peace out, stay safe, and as always, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.